I really believe that the work of parenting is one of the most important jobs you can possibly undertake. It's also one of the hardest. Supporting families to get off to a great start when their children are very young, it has lifelong impacts on the family, on the child, but honestly on society as a whole. PCFC is really a place for any family or expectant family, families with young children to come to get great advice and information and resources from our staff, just to get connected and feel like they belong.
The early on, like the staff here always feels like family, and they know me by name, so it always feels like really like I'm coming to like my neighbor's house.
For postpartum, mentally and emotionally, it was very significant coming here. I don't know what kind of parent I would be without having a space like this.
The community that's been harbored, it's kind of like a little cocoon, and to be here and know that everybody's going through the same thing as you and not feel so outcast, because sometimes that can be the experience in new parenthood for sure.
Sometimes it's really nice to come to a place where families are at the same stage as you. So it's really important that we have a space here that families can come and connect with the other parents and find their people.
I think the biggest thing for me was like bouncing off ideas with other parents and listening to what other parents, were going through. It always felt like, oh, I'm not alone. It's so accessible, it's so flexible for parents. I think it's amazing.
Yeah, I came, took the Footsteps to Parenting one, and that was like really the pivotal point of like my parenting journey, I would say, because it gave me connections with other moms, and we started to share about our lives and our parenting struggles, and I think it sort of solidified that the value of having a community.
I felt a lot more confidence in my ability to ask for help, because now I knew, I was like, oh, if I have any concerns, I just have to ask them. And that feeling of just knowing that no matter what, it was going to be okay and there was going to be someone to help me.
I've gone through a lot of stages with my parenting. Having someone that's seen me as a parent and has witnessed like my parenting, it just feels nice to have someone that sees you in your bad times and your good times in dealing with difficult situations. So that actually like has really helped me a lot.
And so it was what I needed. It was like the staff here were essentially pseudo moms. The people here were my go-to for teaching me about how to be a parent.
We know what it's like to come into a space and not just being on our game that day. I think we use that to make it a pretty judgment-free space. We're also really good at listening to what the parents need and responding to that. Our spaces are always changing, and we try new things based on what we hear from our families.
You're talking about our kids, how much our kids love the program, and I just started joking. I was like, actually, I just come here because I want to hang out with Rick and Jerry Lynn. And all of them were like, yeah, me too. It's because of the kids, right? And we just joked about that because we realized like we're alone at home. So like going to these programs and seeing the same people and like chatting with them, and they see your kids growing. I learned so much from them, like about parenting.
Space is it's so special to me because they saw me at my worst and they saw me at my best. And I'm getting all teared up just talking about it. The idea that I could just show up as I am, whether I had clean hair, a shower, overwhelmed from a bad night, they were meeting me with the same happy spirit. So happy that I was there. My family lives really far, out of province. And so coming here was like almost like a second family in a way.
I think feeling like I'm part of something and, like there's gonna be something for my kid and something for me.
I think it's the connections and just having access to in-person parenting advice. But the fact that it's open to everyone, it's diverse, it's welcoming to newcomers.
Like you see people from all kinds of, like, you know, parent journey, grandparents, aunts, uncles, yeah, which is great.
And you don't have to be at your best. And your kid doesn't have to be at their best too, right?
It's just the community that's being fostered here. Is people know, like, we know what's going on, we know what you're going through, and you just have to show up as you are, and you'll feel the community as soon as you step in.